Hey guys, Elizabeth here from Plant-Based Bride, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience getting a tattoo. So as of right now, I only have one tattoo. I got this tattoo about 2 months ago, and I feel like now I've kind of had enough experience with it. I've sort of seen the whole process of the lead up to it, getting the tattoo, and the healing process, and just having it for a while and knowing how I feel about it. So I wanted to make this video and just chat about it with you guys. I know I had a lot of questions before I got my tattoo. Luckily my husband has quite a few, so I could talk to him about it, but I did watch a lot of YouTube videos about people talking about their experience and showing their tattoos, and I found that really helpful, so I want to do that as well. And I do plan on getting more tattoos in the future, so I will make updates to this video as I get new tattoos. Here it is. It is 3 dots on my sternum, and the actual design of it obviously is very simple and minimal, just the way I like it, and how I really want all of my tattoos to be, very minimal. I really like fine line work and black work. That, along with a lot of geometric shapes, straight lines, things like that. I really enjoy that kind of style of tattoo, so that's sort of what I was going for in a very simplistic way. I know people are going to ask, so I will let you know the meaning of the tattoo. The 3 dots represent 3 individuals in my life who were very important to me, made a huge impact on my life, and who have all passed away. So those 3 individuals were a big part of my childhood and of becoming the person I am today, and I miss them very much. So this tattoo is a way for me to keep them close to me forever. And it was also very intentional to get a very small tattoo to start, because I was really apprehensive about the pain. I didn't know how I would handle it. So I didn't want to get myself into a situation where I was getting this really intricate or large tattoo and realized any point of the way through it that I couldn't handle the pain and just give up with a partially done tattoo. That terrified me. So I really wanted to make sure that I was doing something that, even if the pain was horrendous, it was small enough that I could just sit through it. It would be done, maximum 10 minutes, and I'd be fine, and that could be my only tattoo ever if I couldn't handle the pain. So that is a big reason why I got something so small, and lucky for me, I actually felt like the pain was nothing. Like the pain, I didn't feel it at all. I was so worried about it. So many people told me that the sternum is quite a painful place to get tattooed because you're right on the bone. There's very little fat between your skin and the bone in that area. So a lot of people were saying, like, that's kind of a tough place to get your first tattoo. It's gonna really hurt. First of all, the tattoo took maybe a minute. It felt like it was done in an instant, but it was probably about a minute to get the 3 dots in. And it felt kind of, I know a lot of people have said this, but it felt sort of like getting scratched by one of my cats, except not as painful. And really the only time I felt like it hurt at all was when my tattoo artist went back over the middle dot just a little bit more to make sure it was filled in. That hurt a little bit more when he was going over top of it again, but again, it didn't hurt as much as one of my cats scratching me. So I'd say the pain was maybe a 1 out of 5. It was really easy. Again, I'm sure it would have been more painful if the tattoo had lasted for longer, but because it was so quick, it was just done as soon as it started. I was definitely terrified going into it. I was so scared. I wanted to hold my husband's hand, well, he was my fiance at the time's hand, during it, and my tattoo artist was like, "Are you sure you want to do that? Like, you might be kind of embarrassed after that you felt the need to hold his hand. Like, you can do it, it's fine." And at the time I was kind of mad that he said that and didn't let me just have my husband's hand for support. And then as soon as he started, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Okay, fine. Whatever. Yeah, so the pain was really easy. It was really quick. I was really happy with the tattoo. I love it. I love the placement of it. I did have him move it, I think 2 or 3 times to get it as centered as possible. It is hard because I'm a perfectionist and I wanted it to be centered, but I also don't have a perfectly symmetrical body, just like nobody does. And mine even less so because I have scoliosis, so my spine isn't straight, so my torso isn't straight. But I'm really happy with where we ended up with the tattoo going. And I'm happy that I had him move it a couple times so that I felt happy with the height of the placement on my sternum as well as how centered it was and straight from the top dot to the bottom. As far as the actual design of it, I did it in Photoshop. I made a perfect circle and then made it the size I thought I would like, spaced it out different amounts and printed it to see different ratios as far as the size of the dot, what I liked, and how far apart, because I'm a perfectionist and this is the kind of stuff I think about when I'm gonna get art on my body forever. And then what I did when I was happy with it was I actually ordered it to come as a temporary tattoo that I could actually put on my skin and see how I liked it and if the size and the spacing was something I liked. I got my tattoo done in Kensington Market. I live in Toronto, so that was local for me. I had been thinking about this tattoo for a long time and I finally decided I wanted to get it. And my husband also wanted a new tattoo, so we'd been planning on going to a particular shop which actually used entirely vegan ink. And on the day that we decided, we both were off work and we just wanted to go do it, they actually weren't open because it was near a holiday. I think it was near Labor Day. When was it? In August. Anyway, so we couldn't go to that particular shop, and a friend of ours came over who has quite a few tattoos, and she'd had a tattoo touched up at this particular tattoo shop, Reactive Ink, which I will link below in the description. And she said she had a really good experience with this one tattoo artist, so we called them and talked to them, and they confirmed that their black ink was vegan and that all of the creams and everything they used were also vegan. So we decided to go in there, and we just walked right in, made an appointment, went back in maybe 20 minutes later, and I had my tattoo done by Eric, who was awesome. He made me feel really, really comfortable. He's a really cool guy, very efficient, just got it done, did a great job. I'm really happy with it. The one thing I would say is I don't necessarily recommend this particular shop for line art because mine was so simple. I wasn't really worried about who would do it. It was just 3 circles. But for really any of the other tattoos I'm interested in getting done, they are a lot more intricate and very specific. So I will be going probably to someone else who specializes in geometric tattoos, line art, for that. And I haven't had great luck finding those tattoo shops in Toronto. I don't know if it's just me, but if any of you guys know of great geometric fine line art tattoo artists in Toronto or even in Montreal or really any part of Canada, I will travel for a good tattoo, so let me know. And that's another thing. I wanted to make sure that my tattoo was vegan, and I was glad they confirmed that. A lot of tattoo shops won't actually let you look at the ingredients, so you just kind of have to take their word for it. What really convinced me that it was totally vegan was that the receptionist who was there, who was totally covered in tattoos, said she was vegan as well, and that she was confident that their black ink was vegan. So that was sort of the deciding factor for me. As far as cost, I believe the tattoo itself was $65. And then I tipped on top of that. That is the minimum at their shop. And even though my tattoo is so small, I did have to pay the minimum, which I understand they need to use a new needle and all of that. It did feel a bit expensive, and I would suggest if you're going to get a small tattoo, maybe get a couple at once so you can pay a minimum for a couple of small tattoos. Again, I purposefully wanted to get one tiny tattoo to know if I could handle the pain. Now I realize the pain wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be, so I could have done another tattoo, as I do have quite a few ideas already that I know I want to get, but I'm still confident in my choice to just do one and know that I could handle it and not overwhelm myself with my first experience. So yeah, I think I've kind of covered all of the main things. I'll link everything below that I talked about, and if I think of anything else, I'll add it down there as well. Let me know if you have any questions about my tattoo or tattoos in general in the comments below. I'm obviously not an expert, but I do plan on getting more tattoos in the future. For anyone who's interested, some of the tattoos I am pretty sure I'm going to get. There's a sister tattoo that my older sister and I have been talking about getting. We've decided on the design, we're just trying to decide where we want to get it done and by who. So if you do know, again, of any really good fine line art or geometric tattoo artists, whether in Toronto, Montreal, preferably one of those 2 places because that's where we live, or other parts of Canada, please let me know because we want to get that tattoo done soon. I'm also considering designs for either 1 or 2 cat tattoos for my kittens, Chewy and Yoda. My husband and I have talked about each getting 1 cat on us as kind of a couple/family tattoo. I've been really playing with designs for another tattoo that I want to get. A combination of geometry and nature, and I've sketched out a lot of different options, and I think I'm coming close to a final idea, but I do want to bring my sketches into an artist and collaborate with them and have them create something from my initial idea, because while I enjoy sketching and drawing, I'm not a great visual artist, so I really want to work with someone on that. So yeah, that's kind of everything I have to say about getting a tattoo. Oh, one more thing I want to mention. Another reason why I got mine placed where I did, it's because it's near my heart and I thought it was a nice area, but also because it's one of the easiest places to hide. And as a performer, I didn't want to have any tattoos in visible areas that weren't easy to cover with most costumes or clothing, at least for my first one. So yeah. But anyway, that's everything. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts, and if you have any questions, I can cover them in a question and answer video or in another tattoo video, maybe later once I get more. And if you have tattoos, I want to hear what you have. Let me know in the comments below what your tattoos are and where you have them. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the story of my first tattoo, and I'll see you really soon. Bye. Don't forget to follow me on social media, like this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I put up new videos every Monday and Saturday, and support me on Patreon if you like what I do.